She was the only one more naive than I.
When we had last left, our erudite sorcerer, champion of Azura, and dragonborn, Narathor, he and Erevan ventured forth into Harmukstal and retrieved a staff for a member of the College of Winterhold. And after that, they returned to Deep. They went to Deepfolk Crossing and looked at a fun Dwemer thing. Don't really know what it is. We're going to have to return to Yen Yulu and see if he knows. But now it is time to go to Solitude, so that Narathor can pawn off some of his items and then catch a carriage back to Winterhold. Let's get to it. All right, so I need my heading. Right, okay, so we have to go this way. And of course, we will be using our spectral steed, who I have decided is named Steve. Steve the Spectral... Ooh, Steve the Spectral Steed. Yes, sir. It's a good name. It is a good name. Not very Dunmer, but you know, it does the trick. All right, so there's Morthal. We want to pass that. I was gonna say that rock was looking mighty low texture for a second there. Oh. I hear wolves somewhere in the distance, but we're not going to pay that any mind. It's not our problem right now. It is a lovely day in Skyrim, however. There's a fort there. It's quite run down. You don't see these things very often, these little critters. You only see them in the presence of magic users. Usually when they're summoning or raising the dead. That thing's proximity to this fort concerns me. Definitely concerns me. Let me check something about my, let's see here. Fireball versus Ice Storm, 72. Okay, so right now, yeah, that's what I figured. And we're very cold. So, we should probably switch up our things here, right? Alright, so, we'll put Icy Spear on 5, Ice Storm on 6. And we'll put this on 7. Oof, it is freezing. Alright, we're thinking too much. And I don't want to go into the freezing cold water. I mean, I guess I could water walk across, but... There's a fun little brazier there. Uh-oh, we have been spotted. Oh, it is the undead indeed. All right, it's probably necromancers here. Wow, I whiffed that completely. There we go. Didn't whiff that one. Well, the weather's cleared up. So I suspect that, once again, fire is going to be our strongest element here. Which is good. Oops, wrong one. I meant to do Frost Shell. Alright, so this place is gonna be full of necromancers, it seems. Well, we should probably take them out. Bring it on. There we go. Nice. Look at this necromancer practicing on a dummy. What an idiot. What a freaking idiot. I love that we just ate it. Our frost shell let us just eat that from a ascendant necromancer, mind you, as well. We're gonna take the elven dagger for practice with enchanting. Ooh, fun little place to cook food. Man, I want to know what this button does. I don't know what that did. Did it do anything? Unclear. Mead barrel. Alright, let's look in here before we proceed further into the main keep. Ooh. Ooh. Would you look at that? A fun little frost rune, just for me.
What was that? At last.
Where are you? I just wanted to see how much of that we could take. We took quite a bit. We'll take this for enchanting practice. Yeah, we took quite a bit of damage there. Without too much problem. Without too much fuss. Firmament. Read it. Extreme Magicka. Black Soul Gem. No thank you. We only have the one Black Soul Gem, and we're saving that for, Shaneth. For enslaving us. And for just generally being a bastard. Where is my open expert? There it is. Anything in the satchel? Some gold. Always appreciative of donations. Let's make sure that we're refreshed, just in case. Ooh. Speaking of enchanting practice. What are these? Imperial Heavy Gauntlets. Oh, thanks. Get off there. We'll come back for that in a sec. My guess is that bandits used to occupy this fort. Then the necromancers showed up. Killed the... excuse me. Killed the bandits. Took over the fort. This seems likely to me anyway. Alright, let's do some enchanting practice real fast. It doesn't really matter what it is, I guess. Let's see here. What does the best in terms of value? Ooh, weakness of frost, actually. That's pretty good. I'm gonna sneeze again. Sorry, friends. Oh, God. I don't know what's up with me this morning. I'm gonna take a quick sip of my coffee. I feel like coffee is a thing in Elder Scrolls. From the very brief time I played ESO, I feel like I vaguely remember being able to craft coffee, but maybe that's just... Maybe I'm just misremembering. Can you carry a cowhide? No, you can't. I've got you way down with dragon bones. Fair enough. Well, let's not take up the carry weight unnecessarily. Okay. Anything on the bandit scout? An orcish mace there. And while we could use it for enchanting practice, it's just so heavy. It's really not worth it, as far as I'm concerned. Alright, so let's just check around the front real quick to make sure we didn't miss anything. We should probably loot this Necromancer Adept. I'm sorry, my nose is bugging me. To be fair, I am recording this shortly, not long after waking up in the morning, and usually my nose kind of bugs me first thing in the morning, so maybe recording not 20 minutes after waking up wasn't the best idea. Ooh, Lesser Soul Gem. This is enchanting practice, which we're getting pretty full up on enchanting practice. I mean, I guess we could just drop the dragon bones. Aravan's already carrying some. Yeah, let's just... it's more worthwhile to me to have things that I can practice enchanting on than it is to have a bunch of dragon bones that we can sell. Oh, there's a chest over there. Oh my god, it's a good thing that we decided to do our due diligence and kind of explore around a bit. Okay. Open expert lock. Easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Yeah, sure, I'll take a draft of alteration. That sounds like fun. This isn't that great of a scroll, honestly. Only 10 levels. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and head on in. I'm sure there'll be more necromancers to deal with. Hi.
There.
Excellent. And we got a level. I love that. What was that? Sounds like someone just stepped on a ward somewhere. You know what we should do? Because apparently these guys like to get close to us for some fucking reason.
What was that?
Oh shit.
Fight!
Alright, Ascended Necromancer down. Armored black robes. Light armor. Not my thing. It needs to be heavy armor, or else just straight up robes for me. Okay. Open expert. Cool. Raise corpse. No, thank you. No necromancy for me, thanks. Varieties of Daedra. I don't think we've read that as an Erethdor. I think that's something he'd be interested in. Ooh, bread. Let's do a quick save, by the way. Alright, nothing of interest down here. Was there a enchanting lab in here? It doesn't look like it. Ooh. Nice. That's good stuff. These are all things that we can, these are both things that we can enchant. So we'll take them. The Book of Riddles, a Septum. Let's get a little more precise. I don't know if we have this book, but we'll take it. Just in case. The First Hold Revolt. Not sure what it's about, but I'll take it. Spirit of Nirn, Dunmer of Skyrim. Oh, Dunmer of Skyrim. That's something Nerith would be interested in reading for sure. Fort Snowhawk Quarters Key. Letter from a Necromancer. Milady, we've driven the last of the bandits from Fort Snowhawk. Ah, see, my guess was right. Regretfully, the North Tower suffered some major damage in the final assaults, but repairs are already underway. As you predicted, the fort should be an ideal site for our experiments. Much of it is ruined, of course, but its close proximity to the Northern Road should ensure us a steady supply of test subjects. We hope to have some preliminary results in the next few weeks. Interesting. It's a good thing we happened across here when we did. Okay. Let's do a quick save.
Never.
Hi there.
Fight! No more! I yield! I yield!
Oh my gosh. He got so scared. He saw me go ethereal, summon a fucking gargoyle. He was like, oh, fuck, maybe I don't want some of this. That's funny as hell. Open expert. Alright. There's something dead around here that still wants to kill us. That's all sellable loot. Where? Up here? Yeah. There we go. Goes outside, goes outside. What's this scroll? Circle of Protection. Sure. Good for turning undead. I like that. Yeah, that was funny. He saw me go ethereal. Walking with the gargoyle. He's like, ooh, never mind, leave me alone, I surrender. It's freaking funny, man. Take the potions of minor healing. Is it active still? It's not active still. Okay. I was just curious. There we go. Hooded black mage robes. Enchanting practice. Enchanting practice. Simple jacket. Interesting that you call that a jacket. Okay. You good, Erevan? You just taking a little nap there? Okay. All right. Can I bust this down? Evidently not. Okay. All right, this would have been an alternate route. Okay. Let's return to that alchemy lab that we saw just a little ways back. Not alchemy, I'm sorry. Enchanting. Soul gem. Don't mind if I do. Hey, speaking of soul gems, do you need to be recharged? Yeah, you could use some recharging. Here's your sword back. Glad you're making good use of it. All right, let's go ahead and do some enchanting practice. You know, even coming to think of it, with enchanting, we're making things that are way more valuable than dragon bones. So really, this is pretty worth it. All right. Well, Narathor kind of got lost in his alchemical practices. Not alchem. My God, why am I doing that? In his what? Enchanting practices. It's gotten quite late. It's a little past 10. Now the question is, do we want to just sleep here or make camp? I say we make camp instead of sleeping in a den of necromancy. So we'll find a good place to rest. Make camp for the night. Oh, we also need a bite to eat. Quite hungry. Oh good, you're running away. You should be running. Where are you? I'll just let my minion take care of you.
There can be no other end.
Easy enough. Wonderful. I think that's enough in terms of enchanting practice. Okay, let's see. Where's a good spot? Somewhere nice and flat. That looks like that spot right there looks pretty good. Okay, well, first things first, we're gonna have to do this.
The first time I heard the song about the maiden, it was from a bandit I slew. That night, I failed miserably to remove it from my head.
Sorry to hear that, I guess. Okay. I know I'm hungry. Shut up. I thought this spot was flatter than it actually is. Oh well. This is my bedroll. Oh my gosh, your bedroll is in a horrible spot. I'm very sorry, Erevan. Alright, let's set up some fire. No, not prayer. Although I should say a prayer to Lady Azura. My gosh, what is wrong with me? You're gonna be a problem, Daedric Servant. That's okay, you're gonna be on soon anyway. We'll use magic, it'll be faster. Doesn't get us a skill increase, but... Bye. Alright. Erevan, take it easy.
This humble knight awaits your order.
Wait here.
I will stand guard until you return.
Yeah, stand guard. Sure, whatever. Have a seat. I need some food. We are quite hungry. Let's have some... Let's have some bread. And some Horker loaf. Horker loaf sandwich. Is how I imagine that going. Ah. Feel much better now. Should we do some reading? Let's do some reading. And what should we read? Let's read... Oh, there's a lot to choose from. Let's do breathing water. This will give us an alteration increase, I think. Yeah. He walked through the dry, crowded streets of Balfell, glad to be among so many strangers. In the wharfs of Vivek, he had no such anonymity. They knew him to be a smuggler, but here, he could be anyone. A lower class peddler, perhaps. A student, even. Some people even pushed against him as he walked past, as if to say, "We could not dream of being so rude as to acknowledge that you don't belong here." Serene Reylas was not in any of the taverns, but he knew she was somewhere. Perhaps behind a tenement window, or poking around in a dunghill for an exotic ingredient or for some spell or another. He knew little of the ways of sorceresses, but that they always seemed to be doing something eccentric. Because of this prejudice, he nearly passed by the old Dunmer woman having a drink from a well. It was too prosaic, but he knew from the look of her that she was Serene Reylas, the great sorceress. "I have gold for you," he said to her back, "if you will teach me the secret of breathing water." She turned around, a wide, wet grin stretched across her weathered features. "I ain't breathing it, boy. I'm just having a drink." "Don't mock me," he said stiffly. "Either you're Serene Reylas and you will teach me the spell of breathing water, or you aren't. Those are the only possibilities." "If you're going to breathe water, you're going to have to learn there are more possibilities than that, boy. The School of Alteration is all about possibilities, changing patterns, making things what they could be. Maybe I ain't Serene Reylas, but I can teach you how to breathe water." She wiped her mouth dry. "Or maybe I am Serene Reylas, and I won't. Or maybe even I can teach you to breathe water, but you can't learn." "I'll learn," he said, simply. "Why don't you just buy yourself a spell of water breathing, or a potion over at the Mages Guild?" she asked. "That's how it's generally done." "They're not powerful enough," he said. "I need to be underwater for a long time. I'm willing to pay whatever you ask, but I don't want any questions. I was told you could teach me." "What's your name, boy?" "That's a question," he replied. His name was Therian Winloth, but in Vivek, they called him the Tollman. His job, such as it was collecting a percentage of the loot from the smugglers when they came into harbor to bring to his boss in the Kamana Tong. Whoa. Of the value of that percentage, he earned another percentage. In the end, it was very small indeed. He had scarcely any gold of his own, and what he had, he gave to Serene Reylas. The lessons began that very day. The sorceress brought her pupil, who she simply called Boy, out to a low sandbank along the sea. "I will teach you a powerful spell for breathing water," she said, "but you must become a master of it. As with all spells and all skills, the more you practice, the better you get. Even that ain't enough. To achieve true mastery, you must understand what it is you're doing. It ain't simply enough to perform a perfect thrust of a blade. You must also know what you are doing and why." "That's common sense," said Therian. "Yes, it is," said Serene, closing her eyes. "But the spells of alteration are all about uncommon sense, the infinite possibilities, breaking the sky, swallowing space, dancing with time, setting ice on fire, believing that the unreal may become real. You must learn the rules of the cosmos, and then break them." "That sounds very difficult," replied Therian, trying to keep a straight face. Serene pointed to the small, silver fish darting along the water's edge. "They don't find it so. They breathe water just fine." But that's not magic. What I'm saying to you, boy, is that it is. For several weeks, Serene drilled her student, and the more he understood about what he was doing and the more he practiced, the longer he could breathe underwater. When he found that he could cast the spell for as long as he needed, he thanked the sorceress and bade her farewell. "There is one last lesson I have to teach you," she said. "You must learn that desire is not enough. The world will end your spell no matter how good you are, and no matter how much you want it." "That's a lesson I'm not happy to learn," he said, and left at once for the short journey back to Vivek. Sip of coffee. Alright, I have returned. We continue. The wharfs were much the same, with all the same smells, the same sounds, and the same characters. His boss had found a new tollman, he learned from his mates. They were still looking out for the smuggler's ship, Moradrung, but they had given up hope of ever seeing it. Tharian knew they would not. He had seen it sink from the wharf a long time ago. On a moonless night, he cast his spell and dove into the thrashing purple waves. He kept his mind on the world of possibilities, that books could sing, that green was blue, that water was air, that every stroke and kick brought him closer to a sunken ship filled with treasure. He felt magicka surge all around him as he pushed his way deeper down. Ahead, he saw a ghostly shadow of the Moradrung, its mast billowing in a wind of deep water currents. He also felt his spell begin to fade. He could break reality long enough to breathe water all the way back up to the surface, but not enough to reach the ship. The next night he dove again, and this time the spell was stronger. He could see the vessel in detail, clouded over and dusted in sediment. The wound in its hull where it had struck the reef, a glint of gold beckoning from within. But still, he felt reality closing in, and he had to surface. I find it so interesting that, like, when you're doing alteration magic, and specifically when it wears off, you get a sense of reality coming back to you, right? I think that's fascinating. The third night, he made it into the steerage, past the bloated corpses of the sailors, nibbled and picked apart by fish, their glassy eyes bulging, their mouths stretched open. Had they only known the spell, he thought briefly, but his mind was more occupied by the gold scattered along the floor, the boxes that contained them shattered. He considered scooping as much as he could carry into his pockets, but a sturdy iron box seemed to bespeak more treasures. On the wall was a row of keys. He took each down and tried it on the locked box, but none opened it. One key, however, was missing. Tharian looked around the room. Where could it be? His eyes went to the corpse of one of the sailors, floating in a dance of death not far from the box, his hands tightly clutching something. It was a key. When the ship had begun to sink, this sailor had evidently gone for the iron box. Whatever was in it had to be very valuable. Tharian took the sailor's key and opened the box. It was filled with broken glass. He rummaged around until he felt something solid, and pulled out 2 flasks of some kind of wine. He smiled as he considered the foolishness of the poor alcoholic. This was what was important to the sailor, out of all the treasures in the Moradrung. Then, suddenly, Tharian Windloth felt reality. He had not been paying attention to the grim, tireless advance of the world on his spell. It was fading away, his ability to breathe water. There was no time to surface. There was no time to do anything. As he sucked in, his lungs filled with cold, briny water. A few days later, the smugglers working on the wharf came upon the drowned body of the former tollman. Finding a body in the water of the Beck was not in itself noteworthy, but the subject that they discussed over many bottles of Flynn was how did it happen that he drowned with 2 potions of water breathing in his hands? Oh no, it wasn't wine, it was potions of water breathing. They could have saved him. That's why the sailor went for the potions. Oh man, what irony. Well, that was a fun read. Let's go ahead and rest for the night, shall we? We'll rest for, say, 7 hours. Oh yeah, we got a level, but something noticed us while we were sleeping. I'm not happy about that. I'm sure it's something very friendly, though. We'll keep going into health for now. And we can put another point up here. But aside from that, we have an extra point that we can spend now. The question is, what do we want to spend it on? Maybe this. I don't know. We're not ready to do anything else in enchanting. Maybe conjuration? No, not yet. Yeah, we still need this to come back. Maybe we should go ahead and do this. Or this. Either one would be good, honestly. Not hindering magic abilities sounds really good. I'd say we go for it. Well, hang on. I want to do some quick, simple arithmetic here. So let's see here. So we got... We want to be able to get this, right? Spell sip. So that's 1. Two, and then this one up here, 3. Okay, so yeah, we have 1 more to spend. Just making sure. Okay. Let's go ahead and invest it into Unstoppable. Something noticed me while I was sleeping. What noticed me? There's nothing here. What are you talking about? Oh well. Works for me. Let's pack it up.
Sometimes I still hum those bandit tunes. I can't help myself. I dare say it has become a part of who I am.
I got that. I have a bit of a mean streak left over from my days as a Reaver. If I'm being completely honest.
This humble knight awaits your order.
Follow me.
Virtue guide us.
Okay. I guess we could destroy this. Why not? Fuck it. Alright. Well. Let's go ahead and summon Steve the Spectral Steed. Get the hell out of here. Continue on our way to Solitude. Ooh. Little doggy. Narrathor thinks dogs are weird. He doesn't want one. I think, yeah, this is a region of Skyrim he hasn't been to yet. When everything is snowy like this, it all kind of looks the same to him. Tree blocking the way here, but it's not a big deal for us. Ooh, look at that bridge. That is a cool bridge. Very nice. What a little hamlet. Why should a tiny little hamlet like this deserve such a bridge? How odd. Not very strange. Dragon Bridge. Aptly named, I would say. For the locals, it must look like I'm floating because my spectral steed is now barely visible. Well, it's tempting to stop here, but I would rather get to Solitude, and
Magic? I'm not sure I approve.
that's too bad for you.
Hello there. Good to see you.
So, you know, it's tempting to stop here, but I'd rather get to Solitude and get rid of some of our burdens there. Child and goat. We should get Erevan a steed. He's a knight after all. Knight needs a good steed, right? Well, I'm sure there'll be a stables at Solitude and we can get him a horse while we're there. There's a ruin over there, but again, I'm gonna stay focused on our goal. Getting to Solitude. Ooh, let's have a look at the flags. Very nice. Really, really good. Love the detailing that's a little beat up. I love this. I love this mod pack so much. It just adds so much character to the world, and it still feels very in character with Skyrim. I think it was earlier this year or sometime last year. I don't know. Somebody commented, it doesn't even look like Skyrim anymore. It's like, I don't know what the hell you're on, but it looks very much like Skyrim to me. I've seen other people who mod Skyrim to the point where it honestly looks like a completely different game. Like it bears no resemblance. Oh, and don't even get me started on the people who mod the characters so that they look like freaking anime characters. I hate those mods so much. It's not for me. It's not for me, I can tell you that much. I like the more rugged look that Skyrim's characters have. And while yes, I think that there's a Dwemer site here. What the hell? Gate to Sovngarde definitely yassifies the character models to an extent, but not to the point where they look like anime characters, which I'm glad for. Is this something we can enter? Oh, we do get horse perks for riding our spectral steed. Interesting. That's not what I was expecting at all. No, we can't get in here. Anyway. Spectral Steed is about to wear off, but good enough, though. It looks like we're just about at Solitude. Goodbye, Steve. I was gonna say he's about to die horribly. Alright. Now this has the appearance of a proper city. Very nice. Oh, I'm a bit hungry already.
There once was a hero
And Ragnar the Red, who came riding to right one from old Rorikstead. That would be... This looks like a place that sells horses. Let's get Erevan a steed. I think it would be rude to just drop in on them from above, so let's see if we can find a proper path. Here, this just leads to a tower. Let's see here. All right, over here. Perfect. All right. I forget how much a horse costs for a companion, but I think we have more than enough gold. I do love that they expanded the docks area. This is really nice. Do you sell the horses? Excuse me.
Look, I've been in this business a long time, and I've seen all types. You can play it tough, or you can play it smart. Whatever.
Okay. Sure. I just want to buy a horse for my friend.
You got business at the stables?
Can I buy a horse?
That's what I'm here for. What are you offering?
I thought I could get one for my
Walking
friend.
never hurt nobody. If you change your mind, I'll be here.
Why can't I get one for my friend? Disappointing.
You've done well.
I want to get one for Erevan. I don't want him to just walk around. Oh, well, that's okay, I guess. Okay. Alchemist. Is there like a general trader on the docks so we can kind of get started, get an early start on our vendoring? What's this down here? Hopefully this is a general trader. We don't really need an alchemist right now. Could be. Oh, this is like a forge? Maybe? No. General trader. The Empire Trader. Ooh, East Empire Company Warehouse.
Even when I was a knight, I often dreamt of faraway lands.
And here you are, in a faraway land. Just didn't get here in the way that maybe you wanted to.
Just about everybody in here. Give a holler if you have any questions.
All right. Hello there. Is that a note I saw here? No. Okay. Thought maybe there was something. Oh, it's nice and warm in here. You do keep your shop warm. I appreciate
Couldn't
that.
possibly be the Dragonborn of legend, could you?
What have you got for sale, Tilda?
Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that.
By the way, how'd you know I was Dragonborn? Ooh, ebony plate boots. Oh shit. Yeah, we gotta buy these when we see them. They're gonna be hard to come across otherwise. Okay. Anyway. Let's get rid of this, that. Steel dagger. Iron daggers. Ooh. Okay. Getting to the point where she can't afford our shit. Let's see here. Let's do this one. Okay. Thank you. Erevan, she had ebony plate.
What can I do for you?
She had an ebony plate. What do you know? Slowly making progress towards our ebony plate set. I think at this point all we need are the gauntlets, I want to say. I think that's about right. Erevan would also look at an ebony plate, but I'm kind of prioritizing myself here. I mean, honestly, he could just use a straight armor upgrade, period. He's just going around in his standard knight armor, and that's not very good. All right, let's visit Solitude proper now. Greetings.
If you've come to Solitude to join the Legion, speak to Rika. If not, just keep your nose clean while you're here, or you'll end up like Rogvir.
Rogvir?
Everything's in order.
Who's Rogvir?
He's the sorry bastard who's going to be executed. A gate guard who let Ulfric Stormcloak escape the city after he killed the High King.
Lovely, so I'm walking in on an execution? Well, I'm sure it's going to be happening quietly, away from the eyes of the public. This looks like a civilized place after all, you know? I can't imagine that you would subject people to that, for watching that sort of thing. Oh, I was so very wrong.
Tell them he didn't do it.
Positions.
Sorry, you need to go home. Go home and stay there until your mother comes.
Traitor! You betrayed us!
Stormcloak
You should tell her that her uncle
lover!
is scum that betrayed his high king. Best she know now, Advar.
You're all hard.
Traitor!
Rogver, you helped Ulfric Stormcloak escape the city after he murdered High King Torrig. By opening that gate for Ulfric, you betrayed the people of Solitude.
He doesn't deserve to speak!
There was no murder. Ulfric
Liar.
challenged Torrig. He beat the High King in fair combat. Such is our way. Such is the ancient custom of Skyrim and all Nords.
Cut him down!
Guard, prepare the prisoner.
I don't need your help.
Very well, Rogver. Bow your head.
On this day, I go to Sovngarde.
Ugh. Poor fellow. Rather gruesome. Oh, look at Erevan going to pay his respects.
Gate guard you were!
I should probably do the same. We'll say a prayer to Lady Azura for him, to guide him through Twilight.
You talk to Egg Brothers. Deja has no words for you.
I don't know who you are.
Was a breeze that laughed through the trees.
Good riddance to bad rubbish, I think.
Colored her eyes.
Okay. Yeah.
That's definitely
Well.
going in my part of the Edda.
Sure.
I expected more.
It shouldn't have been like this.
All right. Well, we're here. In the big city.
These Stormcloaks are nothing more than an armed mob.
Although this somewhat soured me on... This was not a great first impression. What is this place? A tailor? Well, actually, you know what? Maybe we'll save our mercantile explorations for the next episode. Usually I would do this sort of thing off screen, but hey, it's our first time in Solitude, so I figure I should show you guys
Come take a look. You can never
all
have
the
enough fish.
mercantile activities. Look at those eagles soaring overhead.
A coin or two for a veteran?
If those
Alright,
rebels
well,
think
not
they can
much
best
to
us,
ask.
they have another thing coming.
Okay. Sure, if you say so. That is going to do it for the time being. In the next episode, we'll go around Solitude a
Not
bit,
tasted real
sell
fish
some
until
things,
you've tried fish
all
from
that good
Advar.
stuff, and then make our way back to
You
Winterhold
know you can
to
afford a septim
return
or two.
the staff. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this video brought you some joy. Now please, go spread that joy to others. Bye for now.
The best fish here.
Better than Hammerfell rum. Better even than mulled wine from Daggerfall.